So hello my dear friends, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So let's continue our journey, our discussion of money and wealth for all 12 ascendants in Vedic astrology. And in this particular video, let me help you to understand the money and wealth analysis for Scorpio Ascendant. Okay. This is going to be a very detailed video in which I'm going to be covering all the content with regards to the money and wealth houses. Okay, 11th, 12th and 2nd house. These are the money and wealth houses. And how the yoga formed between certain planets in your chart have the capacity to give you Laxmi and wealth giving yogas. Apart from this thing, then we are also going to be discussing the importance of 5th, 7th and the 9th house, and how these houses are actually acting as the foundational houses for the upper money and wealth houses. Okay, so we are going to be studying the combination of this thing. Next, we are going to be studying the impact of Rahu and Ketu axis. Okay, these are the planets which are actually acting as a catalyst. Okay, so catalyst is basically used to speed up any chemical reaction. So how the money and wealth reaction is getting speed up with the Rahu and Ketu, we'll discuss that part. Next is the most important part. Now this is the gati of planets. Okay, I don't know whether many of you are familiar with the concept of gati or not, but gati simply means the speed of a planet. Okay, there are certain fast moving planets in Vedic astrology and there are certain slow moving. So the fast moving planets have the capacity to give you easy or fast access to money, whereas the slow moving planets have the capacity to create slowness in the money and wealth part. And how the gati is going to impact your earning, expense, investment and even your savings. So we are going to be discussing that part. Next important point is retrograde planets and how the retrogression is going to be creating impact. Next is the combust planet, and last is the timings actually. So timings is also very important because this will help us to understand when you are going to be receiving the money and wealth directly into your life. Okay, so these are the topics which I'm going to cover in this video. I humbly request you to please watch this video till end. Okay, if you are going to miss out any point, then it becomes very difficult for you to actually go through each and every part, because one aspect is connected with the another aspect. Okay, and this is the video which I'm just making for the learning purpose. So if you are a beginner in Jyotish or as an astrologer also, this video is really going to be very helpful for you. Okay, now first of all, let me come to the Scorpio. You see one astrological chart up there and the 8 number is written up there. Now this numbers which are written 8, 9, 10, 11, these are the zodiac signs. Okay, 8th number is the sign of Scorpio and this box is the first house. This is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. So these are the 12 houses. Okay, so where we have not mentioned actually the houses because it's automatically we know this is the first house and we always count in the anti-clockwise manner. So this is 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and these are the houses. Now the numbers which are written up there, these are the zodiac signs. So if in the first house 8 number is written, it means you are Scorpio Ascendant. Now Scorpio Ascendant is the same thing. Your Lagna is ruled by the sign of Scorpio. It's also the same thing actually. Okay, so Ascendant, Lagna and first house, all these three are the same things. Now for you Scorpio people, first of all, let's try to understand your money and wealth houses. You see 11th, 12th and 2nd house. Now these are the money and wealth houses in Vedic astrology. This is your 11th house which is ruled by planet Mercury. So Mercury is very important for you. Next is the 12th house. This is the house of your expense, that is ruled by Venus, and last is your 2nd house which is actually ruled by Jupiter. So these are the key planets, Mercury, Venus and Jupiter. So you need to analyze these 3 planets in your horoscope in order to understand the wealth potential. Okay, now first of all, let's try to understand what each house represent here. Now 11th house, this is the house which actually represents your incoming gains. Okay, So whatever the money that you are going to be receiving, earning on monthly or daily basis is seen through 11th house. 11th house also represents your earning potential, like whether you have the capacity to earn 100,000, 500,000, 1 million, 10 million, or even $1 billion. That is also seen through 11th house. And 11th house also represents your income sources. Like if you want to understand whether you have the capacity to have more than one income stream in your life or not, or what are the actual income streams that are present in your chart, so 11th house is going to give us the answer. So this is most important house. Okay. Next is the 12th house, which is ruled by Venus with the sign of Libra. Now 12th house is the house of your expenditure. Whatever your monthly or your daily expenses are, it's seen through 12th house. And 12th house is also the house of investments. Like if you want to see what kind of investments that are going to be best as per your chart, so pay attention towards the 12th house. And last is the second house, which is ruled by Jupiter. Second house is actually the savings account. Now what is savings? Where you are simply saving your money. It may be fixed deposits, or second house also represents the wealth aspect of a native. Now second house is not solely your wealth aspect. Second house actually represents your combined wealth, including your family. Now many people are going to be having different set of karmas when it comes to second house, because it's not in our hand to first of all gain control over which kind of a family I'm going to be taking birth. Okay, because this is a drid karma. Drid means the fixed karma. Like you have no capacity to decide first of all who is going to be becoming my father or who is going to be becoming my mother. So second house is also going to be representing your all the combined family wealth actually, which is present in your life. Many people that are actually having their family businesses, big businesses, transportation business, medical business, astrology business of the family, even any other business, that is seen through the second house. Okay, so it's actually the combined mean including your family also. Okay, now first of all, let me help you to understand the yogas created by these three houses and how they are going to be creating impact in your life. Anytime 11th house and second house lord, Mercury and Jupiter, if they are forming any connection with one another, like for example, Mercury is going here, Jupiter and Mercury, they are getting conjunct in one single house, or even if Jupiter and Mercury is going up there. This is the first biggest wealth giving combination in your horoscope. It's also not necessary the conjunction of these two planets only taking place in the money and wealth houses. It may be the conjunction of Jupiter and Mercury are falling up there. It's also going to be considered as the biggest wealth yoga in your chart, because here the incoming gain lord is actually in conjunction with the wealth lord. It's also not necessary, it may be this conjunction is falling up there. Any house, this is still considered as the greatest RajYogas. Now what is the difference if the conjunction is falling in this house or that house? Now there are different level of wealth yogas in the chart. Okay, this is the excellent yoga, because first of all the yoga which are formed in the money and wealth houses, it's going to be considered as one of the biggest yogas. Next, if the yoga is forming in the quadrant houses, so these are the quadrant, 1st, 4th, 7th and 10th. If the RajYoga is formed or forming in the quadrant houses, that is also very optimal. Next is your trine houses, this 5th and 9th house, if the RajYoga is forming in these houses, and last is your 6th, 8th, 12th and even the 3rd house. Okay, so in this way the classification of the RajYoga. Now this Jupiter and Mercury is more stronger, or this is more stronger. It's actually depending over the zodiac sign and even the house placement. Okay, second important thing, whenever your expense lord Venus is forming any connection with Jupiter, Now Venus, understand one thing, Venus is your expenses. Expense mean monthly, daily expense, and this is also your investment. Anytime if Venus is forming connection either with Mercury or Jupiter in your chart, this is the combination of investment actually. If this conjunction is forming in your chart, Venus and Jupiter anywhere, it's actually not permitting you to save huge amount of money. Why so? Even their mutual aspect is also going to be doing the same thing, okay? But the most impactful thing is conjunction, then is the aspect and other yogas, okay? Because your expense lord Venus is in conjunction with saving, or your savings lord going in the house of expenditure. So this combination is not good for saving money. This is an investment yoga. It means you need to go for investment. Similarly, if your Venus and Mercury are conjunct, anywhere in the chart, this is also very great business yoga, and this is also the yoga which will help you to gain money through speculation also, or any sort of speculative gains will eventually going to be very helpful in your case. You can also add on the third benefic up there, Venus, Mercury and Jupiter. Now what is happening? These three houses lords are getting conjunct in the one house. Now this is also forming a great Laxmi yoga in your chart. So I hope you understand the importance of these three houses and how they are capable in forming the wealth yogas in your chart. Next, 5th, 7th and 9th house. Now these houses are actually acting as the foundation to the upper houses. This is 5th house, ruled by Jupiter again, 7th house ruled by Venus again, and 9th house ruled by planet Moon. Now when it comes to the activation of certain RajYogas in your chart, or activation of any money and wealth giving yogas in your chart, these houses going to play a very pivotal role in the RajYoga activation. Anytime, 5th house is the house of children first of all, and there are two ways in which RajYogas are actually getting activated. First is the significance of that particular house. So the practical characteristics, like 5th house is the house of children, 7th house is marriage, and 9th house is long distance travel and long distance journey. So anytime when it comes to the obtaining a child, getting married to someone, or anytime you are taking some long distance travel or journeys, these significances are actually getting activated in your chart. I made a separate video, total separate video over the RajYoga activation techniques. You can watch that video. This video will eventually help you to generate more better understanding on how to activate RajYogas, how they are automatically getting activated, and how even the maturity age of the planets help you to activate certain RajYogas in your chart, like Venus mature at the age of 25, Jupiter 16, Moon at 24. So these are the RajYoga activation time frames into your life. Okay, so in this way you can determine. Now, if the 5th, 7th and 9th house lord forming any connection with the upper houses, 11th, 2nd and 12th, this is again considered as a very great yoga. Now look here. Although in your chart, Venus and Jupiter are the common planets because they are gaining access over the savings and the 12th house. But the new planet which is added upon is Moon. Now anytime if you are having Venus and Moon conjunct anywhere in the chart, not necessary, I'm just putting in the Lagna. Venus is although your its expense, but this is also the house of investment. So Venus and Moon anywhere in the chart have the capacity to give you great wealth. Now it's not necessary Venus and Moon is in the sign of Scorpio is considered as a good thing. This have the capacity to actually bring many sufferings from the relationship perspective into your life. But here we are only concentrating and discussing over the wealth part. It may be sufferings from the relationship have the capacity to give you boost inside you, where you will start acquiring money, you want to prove yourself. So anytime your Venus is afflicted in the chart and forming connection with the lower and upper houses, this have the capacity to give wealth to that native. Also, for example, if Venus is with moon up there, or it may be Mercury is also in conjunction, Mercury, Venus and moon. This is also forming a very great trio into your chart. Even for example, this Jupiter is going up there, Venus and Jupiter conjunction. Now this is also one of the greatest RajYogas for you people, because understand one thing here, Jupiter is the most auspicious planet for you. Although it's the controller of Marka house, but still it's holding the trine. 5th house is the house of auspiciousness. Okay. Now Jupiter forming any connection with Venus, even with Mercury. Now here, although Mercury is debilitated in this conjunction, you can see Jupiter and Mercury. Mercury in the sign of Pisces is actually debilitated. This have the capacity to create difficulty at the time of conceiving a child, because 5th house is the house of children. So progeny related problems are going to be present up there. But at the same time, this is a blessed combination for you to receive wealth into your life. Next important point, you also need to pay attention towards the Rahu and Ketu axis. Because I told you Rahu and Ketu axis is actually acting as a catalyst. Now what is the use of a catalyst? As I initially told you, it's help to speed up the chemical reaction. Anytime Rahu and Ketu are forming connection with these planets, first of all, 11th, 12th and 2nd house. For example, suppose your 2nd house lord is Jupiter and that is in conjunction with the Rahu. I'm mentioning stars, so it shows a retrograde. Rahu is retrograde. Jupiter and Rahu conjunction anywhere in the chart. Although in the 2nd house, this might have the capacity to bring many traumatic experiences because of your childhood. It may be Mercury Rahu. Or it may be Jupiter Ketu. All these are the catalyst. Catalyst, you understand? This will help you to speed up the chemical reaction. Pay attention. For example, Venus, Moon and Ketu, if this conjunction is forming for you people. Now this is a very deadly conjunction from the marriage part. When I say deadly, so it's a very deadly conjunction actually. This have the capacity to bring immense sufferings. But this conjunction also have the capacity to give you wealth beyond your imagination. Like it's a millionaire or more than even million also. Multi-millionaire yoga. What Ketu is doing here, it's actually acting as a catalyst. So this is speeding up the chemical reaction. It's also bringing sufferings, but also bringing the wealth into your life. Similarly, if you are having Venus, Mercury with Rahu anywhere in the chart, this is also the greatest and the greatest Laxmi yogas which you can identify in someone's chart. And whenever Venus and Mercury are conjunct, it shows speculation and speculative gains. So the money which you are going to be receiving out of speculation is also seen through this part. Any sort of scientific studies and scientific research also have the capacity to give you wealth, because Venus and Jupiter are actually becoming very key planet for you people. And Venus and Jupiter have the capacity to create wealth from the scientific studies also. It's also the studies which are connected with advanced sciences, maybe regarding technology, marketing, sales also, artificial intelligence, machine learning. So these kind of things. Because Ketu and Rahu, they are the more research oriented planets at the same time. So based over the research, that also have the capacity to bring wealth. The based over the sufferings, that is also have the capacity to bring wealth into your life. So here we are only discussing the wealth part. This have the capacity to create negative impact in other areas, from the wealth perspective, it's a strong RajYoga. Even, for example, suppose your Jupiter is up there. Okay. Now this is a Dushtana house. Any planet goes up there tend to lose its capability to give you some strong results. But if Jupiter forming any connection with the occult houses and Mercury, this is going to help you to gain money through astrology, numerology, palmistry. Even Jupiter with Venus, with the Ketu in this house will help you to gain money through healing services also. Working as an healer, have the capacity to bring wealth into your life. Okay. Next important topic is the Gati of planets. Now Gati simply means the speed of a planet. So there are certain fast moving planets in Vedic astrology and there are certain slow moving planets. I will write down here what are actually slow moving and fast moving planets. Jupiter, Rahu and Ketu, and Saturn. First of all, these are the slow moving planets. Jupiter takes approximately 1 year to complete one zodiac sign. Rahu and Ketu will take 1.5 years. And Saturn will take approximately 3 years, 2.5 to 3 years. Okay. Now understand the concept here. These are slow moving planets. Anytime, rest all are fast moving grahas actually. Mercury is a fast moving planet, Moon is a fast moving planet, Venus is a fast moving planet, because these planets take maybe 1 month, 2 month time frame into one zodiac sign and then they move to the next. Even Sun also. Okay. So these are the slow moving planets. Anytime slow moving planet is forming connection with the fast moving connection. For example, take this example. Now Mercury is a fast moving graha, Rahu is a slow moving planet. What is happening in the Rahu and Mercury conjunction in 11th house? It slows down the earning potential of a native. Similarly, if in your 12th house of expenditure, suppose Moon and Venus are conjunct in the sign of Libra. Now both are fast moving planets. It shows your money is going out of the pocket in the more rapid manner. So this is increasing the speed of your expense. Now 12th house is also the house of investments. So this conjunction is also increasing the rate or the speed of investment into your life. Person with Mercury, Rahu and Moon and Venus conjunction, the only difference with Mercury and Rahu, it will take some time to grow that investment because Rahu have the capacity to move slowly. Whereas if the fast moving planets are up there, so this have the capacity to create fast. And this is going to create impact over your earning, expense, investment and the saving part. Even if you look for you Scorpio people, specifically Scorpio, pay attention here. This is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is a fast moving planet. Ruled by Venus, fast moving planet. Jupiter, it's actually slow moving. So you are having two fast moving grahas in your chart. It simply shows your money making potential is going to be even greater or faster as compared to certain other ascendants, because every other ascendant, it may be Sagittarius, Libra, Pisces, any other ascendant, they are going to be having different planets ruling these houses. So it shows naturally Scorpio ascendant people, this is also the special ascendant now. They actually have the capacity to increase their rate of investment and speed of their earning depending and working over planets like Moon and Mercury, Moon and Venus, even Mercury also. Because these planets have the capacity to give you wealth on much rapid manner. Now I'm not saying like easy money is a good thing and like slow money is not a good thing. I'm not using that word here. But nowadays many people come to me for taking consultations for inquiring about the yogas of easy wealth. Not only through speculation, speculative gains, also sometimes through lottery winning also. So for you Scorpio people, the lottery winning chances are also going to be very, very high actually, because of your Mercury and Venus. We'll discuss that part in the timings also, when you need to go for purchasing a lottery ticket. But if you are having that combination, you have that capacity present inside you. Okay. I have even made one live session over the Gati of planets, so you can please watch that live session also, because Gati is speed plus many other things. So this will help you to actually understand this concept in more detailed manner. Okay. Next, let me come to retrograde planets. Now, what is retrograde? I will give you the simplest explanation in this video. Although I have made different videos over what are retrograde planets, Saturn retrograde, Jupiter retrograde, there is a separate playlist. Now, the simplest meaning of retrograde is like you are committing similar kind of a mistakes again and again into your life. Like suppose you commit one financial mistake at the age of 21, and at the age of 28 or 38 you are once again committing the same financial mistakes. So whenever retrograde planets or your money and wealth houses lords are retrograde in the chart, it shows the financial mistakes of a person. For example, Venus with Moon, but Venus is retrograde. Jupiter with Rahu, Jupiter is retrograde. Rahu is also retrograde. Maybe Mercury with Rahu, Mercury is also retrograde. Now what retrograde planets are going to show, suppose I will give you one example. One person is having Venus Moon and second person is having Venus retrograde with Moon. Now what is the difference if retrograde is coming up? The person with no retrograde great energy, like simply the Venus Moon or any other conjunction, if suppose they are putting some or performing some hard work and they are receiving certain results in their life, the person with retrograde energy need to put double the efforts or extra the efforts to receive the similar amount of results. So it's actually increasing your effort. Now, even the main reason why the retrograde energies are actually present in your chart, because retrograde planets are seeking certain perfection. Like they want to perfect something, or they are simply seeking perfection from that particular area. And in order for you to gain perfection into your life, you need to fail again and again, again and again. You can also consider at your biggest karma that you need to deal with. Even the retrogression of a planet is not going to be creating impact throughout your life. It's going to be applicable up till the maturity age of that particular planet. Along with that part, you can gain knowledge. Knowledge is the key. Knowledge. Knowledge. Only by gaining knowledge you can gain control over the retrograde graha urja. So gaining knowledge is very important for you. This is the practical remedy. Second remedy, practical advice. Rather than you people jumping from the one task to new task to new task to new all the time, you need to first of all sit back, relax and focus over the completion of the pending task first of all. Okay. Rather than all the time jumping from the new task to new all the time. So you need to focus upon first of all completing the pending task. If you are completing your pending task, then retrogression urja is not going to bother you much. Okay. Next is the Combust graha. Suppose Jupiter is Combust. Or maybe Mercury is Combust. Now first of all, if the planets are getting Combust, it means Sun is also becoming very closer somewhere. It may be Sun in this house or that house. So Sun must need to be very close. Now I will tell you one very important sutra here. Combustion of the planet have nothing to do with destroying the significance actually. the planet Mool Swabhav means the core characteristics of a planet is not getting destroyed even if the planet is getting combust in your chart. For example, the person with Jupiter combust with Mercury actually have the same potential as that of Jupiter with Mercury. The only main difference with the combustion of the planet is in our Vedic tradition, specifically in Jyotish Shastra and in our Hindu and Vedic tradition, at the time of performing certain auspicious rituals and ceremonies like marriage, retirement functions, birthday celebrations, any major celebrations, if the benefic graha like Jupiter and Venus, if they are actually getting combust, so it means the positive rays of these grahas are not falling on this universe. And that is the reason we don't perform good or auspicious ceremonies when the Venus and Jupiter are combust in the sky. You can find out in our Vedic or Hindu tradition at the time of you deciding the timing of marriage part, after deciding you go to the Pandit and Pujari for Muhurta timing. Now the Muhurta is actually determined using different concepts, but the very first thing which Pandit need to check at the time of giving the Muhurta timing, we are just looking whether the benefic, specifically Jupiter and Venus, if they are combust, no any auspicious ceremony is going to be taking place. So combustion of the planet is not going to destroy the core characteristic of a planet. It's just have to deal with the auspiciousness is actually getting destroyed. This also represents the certain malefic thoughts that might going to be coming inside you at the time of making money. Like for example, certain people want to make money through unfair means also, illegal activities. It's because of the combustion. Because combustion shows the positivity of that graha is not coming. And the combustion of the benefic planet is a differ from the malefic. Malefic planet, they are also not going to actually lost their characteristic. So it's not going to be creating much impact over your money and wealth or even the earning and the expense potential of a native. Okay. Last is the timings. Now I have recently also made one video over how astrologers predict Vimshotri Mahadasha analysis. Okay. You can also watch that video, but I'm going to give you a small hint up there, like how to predict actually when the money and wealth I'm going to be receiving in my life. You need to simply pay attention towards your Antardasha Lord. Antardasha Lord. Now what is Antardasha? There is a Vimshotri Mahadasha, because there are first of all different set of dashas in Vedic astrology, but in most of the cases 95% of the charts Vimshotri Mahadasha is applicable. In very few charts other dashas like Dvisaptiti, Samdasha, Uddu Dasha, Yogini Dashas, they are applicable, but most of the time Vimshotri Mahadasha is the most precise and accurate dasha in order to go for predictability. So in that Vimshotri Mahadasha, there is going to be some Antardasha planet. Antardasha planet is the key planet first of all. Now anytime the transit of the planet is matching with the Antardasha planet, for example, you are running through the Antardasha of a Jupiter. Let me take one example. Where is Jupiter in the chart? Let me take this Jupiter. Jupiter, Venus, Mercury. Okay. Suppose your Jupiter is posited in the sign of Aquarius. Anytime now in the Gochar, Gochar means transit. If the Jupiter is transiting over this natal Jupiter once again, it's transiting over the same natal Jupiter, exact degree. This is actually the exact timings of receiving the good wealth into your life. In the similar manner, not applicable to Jupiter, it may be any other planet. It may be Mercury transiting over the natal Mercury in the transit. Moon transiting over the moon over the transit. and specifically look for the transit in these houses. 11th house, 12th and 2nd. These are the money and wealth houses. So the planet sitting into your these houses anytime in your natal chart, D1 chart I'm talking about, planet sitting in these houses. Anytime the planet, same planet is coming in the gochar over the same zodiac sign, this is going to trigger the actual wealth. Now it depends from chart to chart. Sometime wealth is going to be coming through job change, starting a new business, or it may be lottery winning. Pay attention towards 8th house. Planet sitting in the 8th house coming in Antardasha, and you are actually going over the gochar or the transit, and the 2nd and 11th house lords are also Bali or Digbali in the chart. This is the timings for receiving the lottery as well. I've actually analyzed 15 to 16 charts of a lottery winners also. So I found this trick out there. Okay. So in this way, you can go for the timings. Antardasha plus transit. This is the exact time frame where that event is going to be taking place into your life. Okay. So this is the analysis for you Scorpio people, and I hope you have gained some deep insights in this video with me. You can also contact me on my email ID if you require any consultations with regards to your money and wealth roadmap, any other spiritual, career or even business consultation. And also if you have gained even a small knowledge by watching this video, you can also tip me in proportionate the super thanks also. You can find the super thanks button up there, heart with the dollar sign up there. Any small contribution from your side will also help me to feel more motivated to make more such wonderful content over the Vedic astrology. And I would also personally like to thank all the YouTube community, specifically my subscribers. Because of you, I feel alive actually. Because if you go to my previous videos also, I keep on checking the comments, and many people have actually starting conversation over the video which I've made. And that is actually making me more happier. Okay. Because the healthy engagement in the comment section will also represents, or it's actually the real feedback for me as an astrologer. So thank you for your valuable feedback, your love, affection and support towards my YouTube channel Cooking Astrology. You can also please make sure to subscribe it below and hit the like button if you really enjoy this video. And you can please share this YouTube channel with your friends and family members who are in love with Vedic astrology. And I'm also going to meet very, very soon in the new videos with some new topics. And I'm going to be making more videos over the predictive side. So till then, please take care of yourself and may God bless you. Hare Krishna.